History played out at the state capitol in Nashville yesterday, and in just the last hour, Vice President Kamala Harris arrived in Nashville. She is scheduled to meet shortly with the Tennessee Three, as they're being called. She called what played out yesterday undemocratic and dangerous. Now, this is a live look at Fisk University, where the vice president is scheduled to speak around 7 o'clock our time this evening. Of course, we will continue to bring you updates from her visit throughout the evening. Harris is there after House Republicans expelled two representatives who are Democrat. A third Democrat, Gloria Johnson from Knoxville, she held on to her seat by just one vote. Johnson, along with Justin Jones of Nashville and Justin Pearson of Memphis, as I mentioned, now known as the Tennessee Three, took to the House podium last week without permission. This was in the midst of gun reform protests at the Capitol following the mass shooting at the Covenant School in Nashville. Now, this is video of those three Democrats last Thursday. Speaker of the House, Cameron Sexton, said the trio broke House rules of decorum and set the expulsion process in motion. Now, the three members up for expulsion, they walked into the House yesterday. This was yesterday, arm in arm, and as you can see, protesters by their side. But today, once again, Jones and Pearson expelled. Johnson does remain in the House. Jesse Mayshark, co-founder and co-publisher of the online news publication Compass, is here to further discuss this fallout. So, Jesse, thank you for being with us.
Sure, happy to.
So, Justin Jones represents Nashville. Justin Pearson represents Memphis. What's the likelihood that the people back in their home turf will put them back in the State House?
Sure. Well, there's two possible ways they can do that. The first is that their local county commission, or in Nashville, the Metro Council, can appoint an interim person to fill that seat, which could happen very quickly. Nashville Metro Council is planning to meet on Monday to do that. Then there will have to also be a special election. So either they both could be appointed back to the interim positions and then run in the special election, or they could appoint somebody else to the interim positions and they could still run in the special election. That's a little bit to be seen. But certainly in Nashville, several of the Metro Council members have already said that they intend to vote to send Jones straight back. So he could be back in the House by, the end of next week.
Time will tell. Different scenarios here, but we will find out in short order. Let's talk about fundraising. There does appear to be money being raised on both sides, Republican and Democrat, but definitely the Democrat side.
Yeah, there's a lot more energy on the Democratic side. Now, the Tennessee Republican Party has put out a fundraising email, saying help us preserve the rule of law. But other than that, they've been kind of quiet, and there's been a notable lack of comment from major Republican figures. Governor Bill Lee hasn't really said anything about this. Here in Knox County, Mayor Glenn Jacobs hasn't really said anything about it. On the other hand, every Democrat in the state is talking about this. So that tells you that the Democrats, for various reasons, see a lot more juice here from a fundraising standpoint. Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut yesterday set up a fundraising campaign for Justin Jones and Justin Pearson. As of today, he reported that he's raised $425,000 to help them with their special elections. Just for a quick point of comparison, Justin Jones in his entire campaign last year for the legislature raised about $80,000. So they are drawing in money from across the nation.
And speaking to that, this story played out across the nation. It played out in Nashville, but it was seen not only across the country, but internationally.
It was on the BBC. People were watching it live all over the country, all over the world. And I think that speaks to really how unusual this was. These are elected representatives being literally thrown out of office over what is not an ethics violation, what is certainly not a criminal violation, what's a violation of House decorum rules, and it got everybody's attention.
No doubt. We tend to have short attention spans these days. I guess the question is, will people remember this when they go to vote the next time?
Well, I think you will see the Democratic Party in Tennessee continue to bang on this drum from now probably straight through 2024. They've kind of created some new celebrities here. They have a brand name, the Tennessee Three, and that's kind of unusual for Tennessee Democrats, who tend to be, very much a minority party in most parts of the state. So I think you'll see them talking about it. I would expect to see Republicans probably want to talk about lots of other issues and probably not this one so much.
Jesse Mayshark from Compass, the online news publication. We appreciate you so much, your insight. Thank you.
Happy to be here.
Thank you. Well, there certainly has been lots of news out of Nashville over the last few weeks. You can find it all right now on the WBIR app. It is free in your app store.